This is a recorded webinar, so each of the participants will get a copy of the recording. Um, the video will be sent to you at the conclusion of the webinar in the next day or so, and so it can be used as a refresher or a training or anything else that you wish to use it for. Right. Before we start and get into nitty-gritty details, simple housekeeping. This is an internet-intensive webinar with audio and video included. So we therefore request that if you could close down your applications like email, Skype, etc., and put your phone on mute, you'll get the best experience out of this webinar. Uh, Um, You can open and collapse the control panel on your GoToWebinar screen. And at any time, you can ask questions during the webinar. Just type in the question into the panel and you can click the send button. We'll endeavor to answer all your questions at the end. This webinar is going to be for approximately 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the question and answers. And hopefully we should be able to wrap it up during that time frame. Right, it's a new year. Everyone has got new resolutions. So one of the key things that people want to do that we've heard from a lot of customers is they want to further improve their internal efficiencies. So are you still managing your rental business with, spreadsheets or post-it notes, a diary or a whiteboard on the wall? And do you know at any time where all your equipment is, whether it's available for hire and when it's to be returned, and whether the invoices have been raised for all your rentals, and most importantly, whether payments have been received for your rentals. The management guru Peter Drucker always believes if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And that's true for a micro business as well as to a large corporate. So at any point in time, it's important that you have information available at hand so that it's useful to make your business decisions. And we've come across, customers spending hours and hours transferring data to their accounting system on obviously reconciling equipment status and payments, and also trying to locate equipment. There's a customer on the phone, they want to hire a particular dozer or a spider lift, and they want to know exactly where it is, right? So new year, let there be a simple and efficient way to manage your business. Let RentalSaaS help you. RentalSaaS, as you know, is a cloud-based rental management system that integrates with key accounting platforms like Xero, MYOB, and QBO. And it's hosted on the Microsoft Azure platform, which is recognized worldwide as one of the most secure and reliable platform to host cloud applications on. They provide 99.8% availability and redundancy of your application so that they have fail-safe mechanisms in case one server goes down, the other one kicks in automatically, and you not even notice that that there are issues at Microsoft end. So it's all taken care of. Obviously, all this provides a single entry point for your information into RentalSaaS application. So if there was a simple way, a cloud-based application provided a single point of entry for your application and posted the billing data to your application, accounting system, MYOB, QBO, or Xero. Wouldn't that save you a lot of time and effort? We believe so. And that will help you to spend important time, for things that matter, like spending time with your family or having a holiday. Having worked with rental companies for over a decade, we have identified that even though there are a number of challenges, they can be kind of summarized into three key areas. One, equipment. People are interested to find out where the equipment is, what's the condition of it, and is it available to rent. Secondly, regular billing. It's not good enough that you make the rental and keep the customer happy, but you got a business to run and you got bills to pay. So therefore, it's important that the regular billing of rentals happen automatically so that you're not relying on your memory or one of your staff to go and do the billing manually every time. And finally, compliance. Okay, whether your equipment is in tip-top shape, or whether the taxman is happy, or whether you have interest registered over your equipment while it is at customer premises. These are all important business challenges that every business comes across. And RentalSaaS helps address all these issues. We will show you through this demonstration as to how RentalSaaS does this. RentalSaaS is used by customers in over 35 different industries all over the world. We have customers in Australia, New Zealand, USA, UK, Hong Kong, Singapore, even in Dubai. So people using different applications like Xero, QBO, and MYOB. People are managing their rental operations using RentalSaaS. As you can see, it's mobility, event management, party goods, scaffolding, even leisure equipment, people who rent out bikes, jet skis, and things like that. And we even have a customer in the US who basically rents out fireworks for major events like New Year's Eve or um, Thanksgiving or whatever it is that they use it there for. A customer ABC Containers in Perth. They have over 400, 500 customers to whom they rent out containers, shipping containers every month. Their problem was their invoicing was not up to a proper standard, even though they were using Xero. Invoicing was all manual, and they had to spend 3 to 4 days each month, and there were 3 full-time staff involved in generating the invoices manually in Xero because they had a register where they noted down who the customer is, how long they've had the containers for, therefore manually calculate the amount and then create the invoice in Xero. Obviously, everybody wants their invoicing to be accurate, and they are now different, so they wanted 100% accurate invoicing. To cut a long story short, after implementing RentalSaaS from the second month onwards, their long-term rental processing is done in less than half an hour. 300 to 400 invoices raised and posted to Xero at the click of a button. And the most important benefit to the business was it's just one person available to manage all the rental and do the customer billing. And the other two people were free to run other operations of the business or in some cases, save that staff costs. So this is the kind of benefit that RentalSaaS or a cloud-based application like RentalSaaS can deliver in conjunction with your accounting system. So at this stage, I will run through a brief demo of RentalSaaS, giving you an overview of the application. RentalSaaS as a cloud-based application is an add-on to our accounting system. So initially, what you need to do is establish that link with your accounting application like Xero or MYOB. I've got a sample application here that I would like to share with you that is based on a Xero accounting system. But the functionality is exactly the same for other accounting systems as well. So initially, you establish a link by connecting to Xero and using Xero data such as customers, your items, your general ledger accounts, tax codes, etc. Once this link is established, RentalSaaS can be configured or customized to your business circumstances. Every business has got unique data capture requirements, and therefore RentalSaaS can be configured to your business uh, requirement specifics. For example, if you are in North America, you can set your date setting, or if you are in the UK, you can set your date currency setting. So we can do various things. If you're using tracking categories in or jobs in your accounting system, you can set default amounts. In addition to data capture in RentalSaaS about various things, we also provide you with 6 custom fields that you can use for any purpose. Imagine if you are in the event management space or party good rental space, and you wish to ensure that um, goods are delivered to the right premise, or you have access to the venue and things like that. So you want to capture that data. So you can specify, those details. Or if you're a mobility rental company and you want to find out who the hospital provider is for your patient, then you can capture the data. Or if you are, say, um, equipment rental company and you want to find out access to the venue, like the site access code or any special instructions to be given, then you can record those. Every business has got unique data capture requirements, and RentalSaaS provides for that. In addition to um, that, you can also specify your own rental agreement and your own terms and conditions. Every business has their own document that they want their customers to sign off on. So you can specify what those are. It includes complete rich text functionality. You can make it bold, underlined, multi-column, whatever it is that you want to do. RentalSaaS gives you that functionality. You can simply copy and paste from your existing Word or PDF and format it to your heart's content. Like I said, you can format it, you can make it, customize it to your business style and your own business requirements. Now you are renting out equipment. In addition to providing equipment, in some industries they also provide accessories. For example, um, with spiral lifts or scaffolding or other things, they may provide harnesses, ropes, or other things, or padlocks for shipping containers. So you can list all your accessories here, and as and when you're doing transactions, you can include these accessories to your customer requirements. In addition to charging your customer for renting out equipment, you can also charge them, say, one-off fees like, delivery or pickup or fuel and cleaning and whatever. All these can be customized. You can call them whatever you like. You can assign it to an income account from your accounting system. All these are taken from your accounting system, and also the tax codes that you want to include it for. Again, there is no limit. You can have as many entries as you require for your business. Similarly, you can also configure your rental periods. We have customers who rent out on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly, hourly, 6 weeks, 8 days, 12 days, whatever it is that your business circumstances are. You can do, specify what your rental periods are. If you have, um, equipment rental but don't charge for, say, weekends, or don't charge for Sunday, you can also specify those. It's all easily handled within RentalSaaS. Like any other cloud application, RentalSaaS also allows you to email your quotes or invoices straight to your customers. You can specify what the template is. You can give it a name, you can give it a subject, and give it a body content. And at runtime, you can select the template you want to use. And also, if you also wish to send the copy to yourself or some other email ID, you can specify those. So you can have different messages for different purposes. You can have one for quotes, one for invoicing, and again, you can format it to your own specific requirements. At present, RentalSaaS doesn't do electronic payment. However, that is one of the areas that we are working on, and we will have those ready in the next few months. Um, but at present, in the current version of RentalSaaS, we just capture the mode of payments, etc. Right. So using this configuration menu, you can configure or customize RentalSaaS to your business requirements. Okay. And if you are in, say, an event management business, you can even have certain other functionality tagged on within RentalSaaS. For example, you can have event space, show code, and your venue and other things can be specified as part of your RentalSaaS system as well. Once the system is configured to your requirement, your normal workflow starts from left to right, starting with the dashboard, inventory, transactions, etc. Right. In our presentation, we said rental businesses have number of challenges. One of those challenges was identifying what equipment you have available and whether we can meet a customer demand right now. The dashboard allows you to specify and or identify whether you have enough equipment available. Say for example, this particular um, item category. If you're an event management company or a property styling, whether you have sufficient chairs of particular type available to be rented out to your customers. Rental SaaS basically goes through all your transactions, all your bookings and rentals, and comes back and tells you, okay, these are the items you have available for this month. You can change it to next month, or you can also have a yearly view simply by clicking the item. So at any point in time, you can have a 12-month view of equipment availability. Okay, that's one of the key challenges. Where is my equipment? You can have a quick view from the dashboard, or you can also extract a report, which is basically availability report. So whether it's if a serial number based item, it will tell you which serial numbers are currently available. If you just want to identify what are the items that are not hired out and therefore available to rent, you can also extract a report like that. So the first challenge is met by RentalSaaS, immediately identifying where your equipment is and how much you have available. Right, the dashboard, as the name suggests, gives you an overall view of your rentals. It's color coded to give you functionality. What are the rentals starting this week, this month, whatever it is, how many bookings are there. So you can clearly look at a glance and say, okay, my month is looking busy or not looking busy, and you can take appropriate actions in terms of marketing or driving your sales force, etc. And the other challenge is that we spoke about was finding out what do you need to deliver for this week or this month, etc. RentalSaaS immediately tells you for your selected date period, what are the rentals that are going out? Okay, I need to get my warehouse ready or my staff get ready with this equipment and keep them ready to be picked up or delivered to the customer. Same thing in terms of returns. Okay, what is it that I'm getting back this week or this month? So that you can take proactive steps and go to the customer and say, hey customer, the equipment is coming back. Do you want to retain it for a few more days or a few more months, or do you want to return it? If need to return it, these are the things that you need to do. Clean them up and blah, blah, blah. So Rental SaaS gives you immediate access to that kind of information. Now, as an accounting package, Xero, MYOB, and QBO allow you to capture basic item data. Now, they are accounting system. They are not geared towards managing rental or hires as such. So, in the inventory module of Rental SaaS, we capture all details pertaining to your rental equipment. For example, things like rental pricing. All the accounting applications, they only have one pricing maintained as part of their data management. Whereas rental SaaS, you can have rental pricing based on various rental periods that you have, 1 day, 2 day, monthly, etc. Rental SaaS can configure your items to be either rental type or cross rental. If you're cross renting from another supplier, you can specify who the supplier is and therefore the supplier charge. You can also configure an item to be a service type. For example, if you do dry hire and wet hire, you can configure all your personnel or technicians or engineers or forklift drivers, whatever. You can configure them to be of service type. In addition to that, along with your rentals, if you're also selling goods, for example, as a party goods supplier, you may be renting out chairs, tables, and other party equipment. However, if you also want to sell a few packets of balloons or glitter or other things, you can also include them as part of rental SaaS. So you can configure items to be of rental type. Plus, your items can be either serial number based or bulk quantity based. Serial number items are those which are kind of finite in quantity, like your dozers or spider lifts or forklifts, etc. So you can have them as serial number based. However, if you're a property styling company and you supply 150 plates or 200 forks or whatever, then you can configure them to be of bulk type. You can manage pricing, my daily rate, my weekly rate, whatever it is. Even if you have, say, customer specific pricing, you can have those things specified as well. Okay. Also, you can have different documentation attached to your equipment in one place. For example, a user guide or a manual or an occupational safety and health guide or other types of documentation. You can have all documentation about your item in one place. Okay. Also, you can include images. You may have different images attached to your item. You can include them all in one place. RentalSaaS also allows you to maintain barcodes of your item. So you can specify what the barcode is, the barcode number. You can attach whatever barcode number is relevant. There's no restriction on how the barcode is maintained. You can, if you are buying a barcode list from outside for all your equipment, just specify the barcode number associated with the item. And using the reports menu, you can print out a barcode list, barcode label. You can print barcode labels. At any point in time, you can also specify comments about your item. Suppose an equipment comes back damaged from your customers and your staff did some work to repair it, you can make comment entries in here so that you know what has been done to the equipment and all that. Now you can enter data through rental SaaS like this, or you can also provide you with an Excel template where you can fill in with all your rental equipment data and you can import it in within the rental SaaS system, simply going into the relevant item type, there is serial number or bulk, select the Excel file and import it in. Suppose you're just starting on rental SaaS and you have 500 items to be configured within rental SaaS, not to worry, prepare an inventory list like this specify all your details, income account, tax code, your serial numbers, any barcode, and then your daily, weekly, monthly rate, etc. And simply import it into RentalSaaS. You're up and running in no time. One of the key things that we provide within RentalSaaS is what we call as a kit management. Say if you're a property styling company and you go and fit out homes and apartments with various things. Now, you may have separate packages or bundles that you provide your customers with. You can specify the individual components that make up the package. Things like, for example, if for a big apartment, you may have a couple of lounge suites, um, a bar fridge, two TVs, plates, whatever. You can include all of those items as part of your package. And then when you're preparing a quote or a rental, you can simply specify what package you're going to use. And RentalSaaS takes care of including all the component items as part of your um, transaction, and you can send it to your customer. So that's one of the key things within RentalSaaS is the ability to create packages and use them in your transactions. Once your inventory is configured, you're ready to input transactions. Right, now before we can start to put transactions, RentalSaaS allows you to maintain unlimited addresses for your customers. For example, if you are a provider for big companies like Bunnings or Woolworths or other companies, and where you send out equipment to various locations, you can simply specify all your delivery addresses in one place. You can have unlimited addresses attached to your customer. RentalSaaS allows you to simply add new address, specify the address type and other things, and save the details. Also, if you have a customer walk off the street and you want to start including them in your transaction, simply create the customer, post to your accounting system, and start using them immediately. RentalSaaS gives you all that functionality. Now, once you have all this ready, you can start to put through transactions. If you are um, consistent in preparing quotes and other things before you turn them over into rentals, you can manage those using the booking module within RentalSaaS. Booking module is used to prepare quotes for your customers, and when the quote is accepted, you can convert them to a rental. You can simply, I'll demonstrate it using a simple example. You can specify who the customer is, and you can specify, where the goods are going to be shipped to. You can simply select another address type, say like a warehouse or something, and you can specify that location. So this is whom you're going to bill, and this is where the equipment is shipped to. You can specify the items that you wish to use. So we have two items. You can specify what rental period they are on. So we're using one unit at $100 per month. And this is my tracking category or my job code that I'm going to use for this. And so the equipment is going to be delivered on the 30th of November and picked up on 29th of December. You can also specify accessories that you're going to be including as part of this transaction. You can specify what these are, and also some instructions to your customer. Things like, or your drivers or other people. So some special instructions. And you can also charge your customers for various things like delivery or transport or any other miscellaneous charges and all that. Now at this stage, if you are capturing a deposit from your customer, you can also specify those and post it to your accounting system. Okay, so assuming you're just preparing the quote and you want to send it to your customer, you can email it. You can simply choose the template you want to use, and you can also include other attachments. Then you can include terms and conditions and rental agreement or other things, and you can send it to your customer. Or you can print it, include the rental terms and conditions and agreement. And in some cases, if you don't want to show your customers the pricing for whatever reason, then you can also do that. Simply select the details and click the print. RentalSaaS system goes and grabs all the data and gives you a printout along with your company logo and everything, and gives you the details, and it includes the terms and conditions and also a document for your customer to sign off on. If you want, you can export it to PDF and other things, or you can print straight to the printer. It's up to you. Now, assuming you send it to the customer and the customer says, thanks very much, I accept your quote. Let's proceed. You can simply convert it to a rental by clicking the convert to rental button. The transaction is converted to a rental transaction immediately. Also, RentalSaaS allows you to um, apply discounts at a line level. For example, you can specify a 10% discount for this particular item, or if you have a decent quote, valued say few $1,000s, and you want to apply an overall discount, you can also do that. You can provide an overall 10% discount or a fixed dollar amount. RentalSaaS allows you to apply these discounts. Right. Suppose you are a event management company and you're approached by a number of trade show exhibitors for participating in a special trade show. You can simply clone one booking to another. If you're going to be sending out same equipment to different, provide the same quote for a number of customers, instead of creating each quote individually, you can clone one booking to another. Imagine the amount of time that you'll be saving, say, for such quote preparations. We have a few questions. We will answer them as towards the end. So we got a list of those questions, so we will come to them. Okay. So this is how you create quotes and convert them to rental. Now, a rental transaction for RentalSaaS can be either short-term or long-term, or can be a mix of both. Again, we can help you with an example. We can demonstrate the functionality as an example. So you can specify, similar to the quote, who the customer is and who the where it's going to be delivered to. And in the rental transaction, you can also specify the serial number. Obviously, when you're preparing a quote for a customer, you do not know what serial number equipment is going to be available in 3 months' time or 6 months' time. You can specify these at the time of rental confirmation, and you can say, all right, for this particular market, this is what we're going to use. Okay. And also you can configure a transaction to be a long-term rental type, which will then allow you to invoice your customer at the end of each month. Remember, one of the challenges that we had being regular billing of customers. This is where it is handled within RentalSaaS. Simply specify the transaction to be either a long-term rental type, or if you have specific billing period that you want to specify, for example, we invoice all our customers on 20th of each month, then you can also specify that. Some businesses do this for cash flow purposes, so there's nothing stopping you from specifying your long-term rentals as monthly subscribe or at the end of the month. Okay. Once these are set, when the transaction is confirmed, simply click post to zero, and that creates your first invoice in Zero. okay? And an invoice in Zero appears like this. It's got an invoice number, and it tells you received through Zero API from rental system. It includes all the items, includes the tracking categories and the amount and everything, and provides you all the details. So as we were discussing, you can configure long-term transactions. The second key challenge was in terms of regular billing of your rentals. That is handled through the manage posting menu. Say you are a shipping container rental company and you have 300 or 400 invoices to be raised each month. Okay, we are now in February. We want to invoice all our customers for this month. Okay, assuming we have few hundred transactions. Instead of going to each one and creating an invoice for them, you can simply select all of them, do a bulk post to your accounting system. You can also send a confirmation to your customer, and if some of your customers have multiple transactions with you and they don't want to receive multiple invoices, just a consolidated invoice for all their invoices. You can also consolidate invoice for each customer. For those customers with multiple transactions, they will get only one invoice summarizing rentals from all their transactions. So imagine trying to achieve in a manual way, creating invoice after invoice in your accounting platform. Imagine the time that's going to be spent. 200, 300, 500 transactions per month, completed in a matter of half an hour to an hour. That's it, done, dusted. That's the second key challenge managed by RentalSaaS quite effectively. And when you're renting out equipment and for some reason your customer is not able to use the equipment and you don't want to charge them for it, or they request, can you please not charge me because it rained out and we couldn't use the equipment, or the equipment broke down and we couldn't use it, you can simply provide stand down for your equipment. You can select the reason and you can say, okay, the equipment was not able to be used from such and such date. And so at the time of invoicing, RentalSaaS knows for that period, you don't need to invoice. Also, when a customer is done with the rental and they want to return the equipment back to the yard or to your warehouse, you can simply terminate the rental and make the inventory available to be rented out to other customers. Or you have sent out a rental and the customer says, um, look, I want to extend it for a few more days. You can simply select the whole agreement, click extend, and you can specify, okay, this is the period I want to extend it to. And that will be extended to the relevant period. Okay. So managing your rentals is now a breeze with RentalSaaS. So we have seen the first two challenges in terms of equipment availability and billing of your customers. Very easy with RentalSaaS. Now the third challenge was compliance. You want to know, whether you have, regular payments appearing and things like that. The reports gives you a whole lot of information about your rentals so that you can see, what is due to be returned and things like that. Simple things like from inventory list through to item usage by customer, rental revenue by customer, top customer revenue, and a whole lot of things. RentalSaaS gives you detailed information about your rental operation completely. Or if you want to find out availability report, you can generate that. Now, RentalSaaS not only allows you to manage your rental operations, it also includes a repair and maintenance module that allow you to have complete control of your servicing of your or keeping your equipment in tip-top shape. Remember our third challenge, compliance. This is where this is going to be important. You can give your customers a complete service history of your equipment so that you have all details about past services performed on your equipment in one place. You can simply specify what item you're going to be servicing. I want to be servicing this item and this particular serial number, and I'm going to perform this type of service, and it's going to be done from such and such date, and these are my machine hours or the plant number, and these are the spare parts that I'm going to um, use, and any labor component associated with that. If you want to include any attachments, you can also include any service tasks, for example, clean, filter, replace oil, whatever it is, you can specify all your service tasks and your service checklist, and any comments and logs. Now, RentalSaaS also allows you to raise purchase orders for all your spare parts. Suppose you don't have enough stock of your spare parts, simply raise the purchase order and post it to your accounting system. This is the third challenge met by RentalSaaS: compliance and making sure you have all associated details about your equipment available in one place. RentalSaaS is also incorporating PPS registry compliance in the next few weeks. So with our next major release coming up in the next month or so, this will include PPS compliance for having an interest registered over your equipment while at customer premises. We'll be working with a leading company locally to incorporate that functionality, and RentalSaaS will keep you posted on these developments. Now, this is what we have available with RentalSaaS right now, but we can also let you know, we are pleased to inform you that there are a number of enhancements being performed on RentalSaaS as we speak. We are working on incorporating customer-specific pricing. For example, if you are a mobility provider and you have negotiated special contract pricing for certain hospitals or health providers, then you can incorporate that. Multi-location functionality, suppose you are a franchise property styling company, or again a mobility or a scaffolding rental company, and you want to have different locations from where you send out equipment to your customers. RentalSaaS will incorporate multi-location functionality. And thirdly, the real exciting part is the customer portal. So you have your equipment available as part of RentalSaaS. The customer portal will allow you to make your rental equipment available to your customers so that they can log in and place their orders, and also interact with you online, inquiring on their orders, exchanging messages with you, etc. So these three key enhancements to RentalSaaS are coming up over the next few months or so. We'll keep you informed of these, and we are really excited that these are being made available to our customers. So at RentalSaaS, we're always constantly enhancing and improving our applications, and this is just so exciting for us to be working on these areas. Just watch the space, folks. So we will keep you informed of RentalSaaS at this stage. That kind of concludes our demonstration, and just want to take you through the rest of the presentation. Simple feature list: customer portal coming soon, multi-location coming soon, our integration to Google Docs, etc. coming soon. So we are constantly improving RentalSaaS, and we'll be happy to keep you up to date with all the development. All the details are there on our website in terms of investment. A monthly subscription $49, annual up to 5 users, $11.99. But if you have many staff and you also want to take advantage of training on some data migration help, RentalSaaS will be happy to help with you with the yearly subscription bundle. This is a new year, and we know you all have your special resolution to make your rental operation much more improved this year and much more efficient, and we are here to help. We're happy to have this promotion for January, where you can get the yearly subscription bundle at a $600 discount. So your 4 hours of training and the data migration and unlimited support for the first month is provided to you at no cost. The same price as the yearly subscription, you can get the bundle as well. So, simple 3 steps to control your business. Just confirm your subscription, send us your data, and make a time for setup and training. RentalSaaS will help you take advantage of um, the application to further maximize your business potential. And that's all we have to present at this stage. We are happy to answer your questions. So please keep them coming. We got few questions that I can clarify them for you. Can you send email of booking template to more than the loaded person? Yes, you can. For example, you can specify who the person to be sent to, and you can also send a CC to somebody else. So RentalSaaS takes care of that. And another questions, the service scheduler, should the workshop have access to that? It's up to you. If you want to make your service scheduler to your workshop, yes, you can make it available to your workshop staff. Not a problem at all. Now we have another question. I have nearly 1,200 inventory equipment to be loaded into RentalSaaS. Is there a limit on number of items that I can have? No, there is no limit on the number of equipment you can have. It basically is restricted to your inventory, so you can have 50 items and you know 2,000 serial numbers. Doesn't matter. RentalSaaS can handle all of that fairly easily. The next question, we have a mix of short-term and long-term rentals. Do we invoice through RentalSaaS or do we invoice through Xero? Like we explained to you, RentalSaaS includes a lot of functionality that allow you to do short-term and long-term rentals. RentalSaaS gives you functionality to send a rental confirmation to your customer. Remember the printout that we showed you? Using that, you can send the printout to your customer. And once posted to Xero, obviously you will have your own template set up in Xero, using which you can send all your invoices straight through to your customer directly from Xero. So you can send out a confirmation from RentalSaaS and the official invoice from your Xero system or your accounting system like MYOB. Excellent. Any other question, folks? So these are the few questions that we have been raised. We'll be happy to clarify. And if you wish to send further details, please send them over to us, info@rentalsaas.com, or go to our website and complete the contact form, and we'll be happy to help you. If there are no other persons, we'll be happy to, if there are no other questions, we'll conclude the presentation now, and we thank everybody for your participation and your questions. And please feel free to contact us and send us your queries. We'll be only too happy to assist you. We'll be forwarding your copy of the recording shortly, so that if you have any questions, you can refer to them. And also, if you wish to subscribe, please go to our website, go to the RentalSaaS website, click on the free trial, complete your details, and send it to us. We'll be set it up. RentalSaaS is used by customers all over the world, like I explained. You can simply go to the Zero community forum, and you can see re reviews by customers. We have 5-star review from a lot of customers used all over the world, New Zealand, Australia, and other places. So as you can see, good 5-star reviews from all our customers. We're only too happy to help you folks. Fantastic. Thanks everyone. Hope you have a great day ahead. Thanks for your time. We'll be in touch. Bye for now.